So last week I released a video saying I needed a break from YouTube and I was going on a vacation to London, England for like 10 days. Well, I just got back home. I am feeling good. I'm ready to record more videos. And today I'm going to be sharing all the details of my trip to London, England. I'm going to be showing you guys pictures. I'm going to be telling you guys some funny stories. And then I'll also, be telling you guys some plans I have for the channel now that I'm back home and I'm feeling good. So first off, like I said in that video last week, this was a family vacation. It wasn't just me and Sam. We went with 6 people. My mom and dad, Sam's mom, and Sam's mom's boyfriend, Rich, me and Sam, obviously. So it was a nice big trip. We have never traveled with our parents, since we've been adults. So that was an obstacle. Not only are me and Sam deciding where we want to go, what we want to eat every night, but now we need to make sure all 6 people are happy at the same time. Now let's go to day 1. I'm going to tell you about every single day on my vacation because we had a great time. So day 1, I'm going to show you a couple pictures. So, day 1 we were on the flight, but day 2 was the first day of the vacation. Here is a picture. I don't know where we were here. This is a church somewhere in England. Where were we? Oh goodness. Oh, where were we? We were in Canterbury. Canterbury was the first stop we made in England. So this was like one of the biggest churches I've ever seen in my life. I don't know if you can really tell from this picture, but this church was like bigger than my entire town. We walked inside. I mean, it just went on and on. And the crazy thing about Europe is, unlike America, the buildings there are so old. So like where I live in the United States. An old building is like 100 years. In England, an old building is like 2,000 years old. This church was built in like 1200. It was built in like the year 1200, which is absolutely outrageous. Next up, this was the same day. This is a picture of my dad standing in front of a plate of fish and chips. Now, I don't know if you know anything about England, but one of their more famous food dishes are fish and chips. It's like fried fish and French fries, but they call French fries chips. If you live in England, I'm sorry, but that's very obvious for you, I'm sure. Anyway, this was phenomenal fish and chips. It was called like the chippery, I forget the exact name of it. But normally when I get fish and chips, I'm disappointed. I would say 99 out of 100 fish and chips orders I have had in my life have tasted the exact same. These fish and chips were off the charts. They were unbelievable. They tasted great. They came with these nice thick fries that were delicious. That was just a great way to end our first night in England. The main reason we were going to England is because all of us are tennis fans and Wimbledon was going on during our trip. So if you don't know, Wimbledon is probably the most famous tennis tournament in the world. It's played on grass. It's in England, and it's just such an amazing tournament. I've watched it on TV my entire life, and it's kind of been a bucket list item for me and my family to go. Well, day 2, we finally went. But here's the problem with Wimbledon. They make things a little special, I'll say, but by special, I mean 10 times harder. So you can't just go on like Ticketmaster or StubHub and buy a ticket to Wimbledon. Well, technically you can, but it costs like $3,000 per ticket. We were not gonna do that. But Wimbledon has this thing called the queue. Basically, it's this giant line, and it's first come, first serve, and you can get into Wimbledon for like $30 if you're willing to wait. Now, when I heard about this queue, I was thinking, all right, you gotta wait like 2 or 3 hours and then you'll get in. No. We got there at 5:30 in the morning, and we didn't get in until 3 p.m. Guys, we were in line for like 8 hours waiting to get into this tournament. It was like 95 degrees Fahrenheit that day. We were dying. Not only were me and Sam dying, but our parents, who are like well into their 60s, I was worried someone was going to drop dead. But we persevered. We waited in the ridiculously long line, and we finally got in. We even got like a little slip. We were 10,000th in line. That means there were like 9,999 crazy people that got there earlier than us. There's more I will talk about Wimbledon later, but that was day 2. We had a good time. We got in Wimbledon. We lost about 7 pounds of liquids from the sun. On day 3, we were going to go back to Wimbledon, but we were so exhausted from the previous day that we decided to push that off for later in the trip. So day 3, we basically did like a tour of London. Like I said, none of us have been there before, so you got to do the touristy things. We went on like this big red bus, and it basically drove us all around the popular spots in England. So let me pull up a couple pictures for you guys. So this was me and Sam at lunch. We had this enormous milkshake. You can't even really tell from the picture. This thing was bigger than my head. It was probably like 3,000 calories. It came with like an entire slice of cake on top of the milkshake. It was delicious, but that was the first thing we did. Then you could see we saw like Big Ben, we saw the London Eye. This was me and Sam posing in front of Big Ben, which I didn't realize, one, how big Ben really was. I mean, I guess it's called Big Ben, but Ben was very big. And the other thing I didn't realize is how shiny Big Ben was. Again, you can't really tell from the pictures, but my man is like encrusted in gold. It was actually really, really cool to see Big Ben. Day 4, we decided to go back to Wimbledon. Now, this is a picture of us walking into the line, also called the queue. And this was just a coincidence, but Sam and I noticed this later. We're walking into Wimbledon, and all of us were, like, scared, right? It felt like we went through torture the day before, 8 hours in, like, 90-degree weather. So as we're walking in, we're all, like nervously walking into the line, and then I noticed it says welcome to the queue, and then if you look on the left-hand side, there's a guy whose shirt says again. So welcome to the queue again. And I will say, this day went so much better. The temperature was like 70. It did rain a little bit, but not that bad. And we also got there even earlier. We walked in at like 4:15 in the morning. But because of that, instead of being 10,000th in line, we were 2,000th in line. So because of that, we only had to wait like 5 hours instead of 8. And we got in right as tennis started, and we had a phenomenal day. I mean, you could see the courts, it did rain a little bit. This is a picture of me and Sam posting, or sitting on one of the tennis courts while it was still raining. They had like a cover over the courts. This is a picture of a video of one of the top tennis players in the world walking out of the bathroom. We saw him walking in, and I was like, let me get a video. So I was sitting there like a weirdo, taking a video of a grown man walking out of the bathroom. But that was Andrei Rublev, who's like a top 15 tennis player in the world. And then eventually, Sam and I got on one of the main courts. This was court 1, and it was awesome, right? Wimbledon is just so different from any tennis tournament I've ever been to. It was like you could hear a pin drop in that stadium. It was like 12,000 people all packed into the stadium, just enjoying the tennis match. We had a great time. We got to watch one of the Americans, Taylor Fritz, play, and that was really fun. They even closed the roof as it got darker because the roof has lights on it. So we got to see a little bit of everything that day. Day 5, we took a tour of cities outside of London. So the first thing we went to was the Windsor Castle. If I thought that church in Canterbury was big, the Windsor Castle made that church look like well, that church was still very big, but the Windsor Castle was huge. I mean, it was so grand. They wouldn't let us take pictures inside. I don't really know why. But apparently there's some royalty that live there every day. And then, you know, like the King and the Queen of England and, you know, Prince Harry and Kate Middleton, all of those people come to Windsor and live there at times. So it was really cool kind of walking around a castle where royalty live. And then after that, we went to the Roman Baths, which was in Bath, England. And it's really funny. Sam was telling us to bring our bathing suits because it's like a hot spring. The water is like naturally hot. And when we got there, we realized that it's not one of those places where you swim. The water is just completely covered in algae. It smelled really bad, but I will say it was really cool to see this bath that was built like, again, it was built like 1,000 years ago. After that, we went to Stonehenge, which was something I was really, really looking forward to. One thing I will say, if you want to see more pictures, go over to my Instagram. It's at TFG Vlogs. There's also a link in the description below. I'm always posting pictures of me and Sam and my cat Roxy doing whatever I'm doing in my daily life. So if you want to see more pictures of this trip and you want to see more pictures of just me in my daily life, go over to my Instagram, follow me there, and you will see a lot more pictures. But here is Stonehenge. The mystery behind Stonehenge is just unbelievable. They said that these rocks are over 6,000 tons. That's like 12,000 pounds. And this structure was built, they think, 5,000 years ago. Guys, 5,000 years ago. That's like when the wheel was invented. So they still really don't know how humans were able to move these stones. My mom's theory is that it was dinosaurs. I don't know if I believe that theory. A lot of people think it's aliens. I have no idea how these things were moved. The next day we traveled up to York, England, which was really, really cool. It was a lot different. It was closer to like Scotland. It was a little bit colder, but it just felt like I was in Harry Potter, right? Like all of the little corridors and the little like, they were roads, but they weren't big enough for cars, right? Like I think these were roads that were built for people and for horse and buggies back in the day. And then we got some delicious pizza, which was phenomenal. On the way home, this is just a funny little picture. The zipper broke on my luggage, and then of course, when I was going through security, they picked my bag to get searched. But since I didn't have a zipper, they had to completely rip the entire luggage in half, and then they were nice enough to give me duct tape to tape my luggage back, but yeah. Anyway, that was my trip. Now I'm going to talk about some future plans of the channel, and I also want to tell you that me and my buddy Abby, we created a podcast. It's on my other channel. It's on TFG Vlogs. We release a new podcast every other week, and we will be talking really in depth about my trip. So if you want to see all the details, all of my theories on like Stonehenge and stuff like that, go over there. Make sure you check out that podcast. It's probably going to be coming out in a couple weeks. It's going to be called something like Back from My Trip to London. Like I was saying in that video a couple weeks ago, I've definitely been a little burnt out recently. I'm still loving YouTube. It's still a dream job, but yeah, just posting every day and taking no breaks for 7 years. It definitely was getting the better of me. Now, I will say, I feel a lot better now. I took like 8 or 9 days off. I kept posting videos. I know there was a lot of confusion in the comment section. People were like, Brandon, I thought you were on vacation. I said it in the video, but maybe some people didn't notice it. I said that I recorded a bunch of videos before I left on my vacation, and I just kind of scheduled them to upload once a day. So that's why there was no break in content. But me and Sam and my family, we were not doing anything. I basically took the entire week off, which was very nice. Now, my plans, for the most part, are to kind of keep things the same. I'm still going to be uploading gaming videos every single day, but I definitely want to focus on making games and playing games the way I want to play them. I think sometimes you could get caught up in the race of YouTube where it's like, hey, even though I don't like this game, I think it's going to do really well, or, different things like that. And sometimes that can be stressful and unenjoyable. So yeah, I'm going to focus on making videos that I want to make, making them the way I want to make them. And hopefully you guys will enjoy that even more than maybe some of the content I was making before. I hope you guys enjoyed a type of vlog video like this on the channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow for a brand new gaming video that I'm actually about to film right now.